After this video, you will know how to avoid gringo prices while you're finding your perfect apartment. Welcome to How to Expat. My name is Sam and I'm an expat here in Colombia. Our mission here is to help expats or soon-to-be expats to start their journey, avoid gringo prices and settle down hassle-free. One of the most common questions here is how to find an apartment. A lot of people search apartment in different ways and a lot of people pay such called gringo prices. I would like to tell you my story and give you tips how to rent an apartment without paying gringo prices, because we never paid gringo prices for the apartments we rented. First, I want to clarify what is exactly a gringo price. So gringo price is a term that we expats or whoever uses to describe that people that want to take advantage of foreigners because they don't know how expensive stuff here is. Of course, in maybe Europe or the US, you're accustomed to pay $1,000 a month for rent. And if you find an apartment here for 800, it's like, wow, crazy. It's so much cheaper. It's 20% cheaper than back home. But probably the price for the apartment you should pay is maybe half of or a third of the rent you would pay in the US or in Europe. So be aware that gringo prices are everywhere here, and especially if you don't speak Spanish, it can be difficult for you to not get charged gringo prices in any kinds of stuff you want to buy or apartments you want to rent. Then of course you could come here with the objective to say, of course, I don't mind if I pay 50% too much, I earn enough. But let me just tell you, it's not just for your sake that you not pay the gringo prices, it's also for the people here, the locals. Like there's a YouTube channel, Travel Costa Rica Now. They will explain that, or they explain that very good. They say in parts of Costa Rica, the ticos, so the people from Costa Rica, they're called ticos, they cannot pay their rent anymore because just foreigners came to Costa Rica when Costa Rica was the big thing to be an expat, and the prices have risen very high for rents, and the local ticos can't even afford their own rent in their own cities. And the same with the restaurant prices, and yeah, the economy there is a little bit fucked up because of that. And yeah, that's why I think, that's my opinion, you should pay the local prices and not the gringo price, not just for your sake but for the sake of the locals here as well. Then what are the don'ts of renting an apartment here in Latin America? If you're on a search for an apartment here in Latin America, don't ask random people on Facebook. Either you will get replies from some expats that most of the time don't have a clue as well, or you will get an advice from people that are used to cater expats, because of course you asked the question in an expat forum. So don't do that. The prices are 3 times higher than you have to pay here in Latin America. So for my example, in Medellin, you will get prices for 3 or 4 million pesos. This will be probably around 1,000 or 1,200 to 1,500 US dollars per month, and you can get the same apartment which they will offer for 4 million pesos. You will get that for half of or a third if you do it the local way. And another don't is, don't go on Google and search for apartments in Colombia or apartments in Panama. Of course, you will get to the very fancy websites from some people in the United States, and you will pay again double or triple the price you would have to pay if you do it locally here. Of course, if you're a person that likes fancy apartments and needs the penthouse with the jacuzzi, of course you can go to these pages, and they will be very organized and will help you. We have a lot of companies here that do that too in Medellin in Colombia. But if you're just a normal guy that doesn't want to pay more than he has to, then I'll tell you at the end of this video how you can make it happen, especially here in Colombia or in Medellin. So the issue with these websites is, it's not that they do not have a good price, but in order for them to have a good website, in order for them to have a good management, they have a very large overhead. And you have to pay that too, which you rent, of course, that's how economy works. And here it's better if you come here and do it the local way. So I will explain again what the local way could be here, and some tips how you can make it happen. But just to make sure you understand how that whole thing works here. So don't go to fancy websites to find an apartment. And another thing is, don't ask Uncle John, who's been here in Latin America and is a self-proclaimed Latin America expert because he was twice in Costa Rica. And don't, or probably don't ask fellow expats, because most of them get ripped off at the moment. And of course they will say, yeah, I pay 20% less rent here. And that's great for me, go to this person or to this website and you will find the same deal, but probably they get ripped off as well. So why should you ask somebody that gets ripped off to give you an advice? So for you, in order to get a good deal, here are my two insider or kind of insider tips to how to get an apartment the local way. So if you search, especially if you search a furnished apartment, we have one really good hack that will get you a good apartment. We ask people that do Airbnbs here, because here in Latin America a lot of rental apartments go through rental agencies, and they will charge a fee, especially if they speak English. And if you don't speak Spanish, you have to go to somebody that speaks English, and yeah, the price there is always higher. So if you go to if you search a furnished apartment, you can go through Airbnb, and don't just book the Airbnb because the price will be higher as well anyway, but make a deal with them. You can go to the contact form and then you just ask the question, hey, I'm here, I search a long-term rental, and then yeah, make that happen. Say you want to see the apartment first, and then go to that apartment and make a deal. Of course, not everybody of these Airbnb types will speak perfect English, but a lot of them do. So you can just go there and speak English. Even if you don't have Spanish skills, you can negotiate with them and make sure before you know the market price. Of course, they will have like $30, $40 a night, but that doesn't mean that they will lower the price while you pay monthly there. So in most of the time in where we search, we could negotiate something from $800 to $500 dollars a month to get an apartment which is 1 or 2 bedrooms here in Colombia. So in short, go to Airbnb, see if they are available at the time you want to spend here, or if you want to spend here for good, like we did it this way. We just searched some apartments that do not have any reservations for the next coming months, and we asked them, and we got the deal we have right now, which is a very good deal with a great landlord. Yeah, just through that we contacted this person, we saw the rental, the apartment here, and we got the furniture, all inclusive, like Wi-Fi, all the amenities inclusive for $530 US a month. So we are very happy with that. Then another tip, of course, if you don't speak sufficient Spanish to make that happen by yourself, and maybe one tip could be there are a lot of signs on the apartments which say for rent or which say for sale. You can call them, but if your Spanish isn't sufficient enough, it will be probably not enough for you to speak with them in English to see the apartment or see the house. So another good thing that a friend of ours, she did it this way. She bought an apartment this way with the help of friends. So come here, rent, I don't know, an Airbnb or something, then you will have to pay a little bit more. You rent an Airbnb for 1 or 2 months, and then you make local friends here and let them help you. So they will do the negotiating for you. They will speak Spanish. They will know the local prices. This is way more efficient. Get it done this way. So, but the other thing is, of course, you have to make local friends here, which for some people, especially with not so much Spanish skills, can be an issue as well. And if you search something specifically here in Colombia, especially in Medellin, let us know. Our objective here is with How to Expat is to do exactly that. So foreigners that come here that do not have like local friends, that don't know what to do, we will connect them with people that can make the rental apartment visits, that can negotiate in Spanish, and they will translate to you in English. And we do not have a big overhead. You have to pay our marketing, our 20 employees and everything like that. We really do it the local way. We work with a friend of ours, or with many friends of ours, but one is Anna, which will take care of you like you will be a part of your part of her family. That's really great. So let us know, we can hook you up, especially here in Colombia, especially in Medellin, if you need an apartment. So in short, don't trust most of the time other expats on how to get a good rental apartment, especially if they're just here for a couple of months. Don't trust, of course you can trust whoever you want, but like, don't just put any random question on Facebook, because you will not get a local price that way. And the hack with the Airbnb, just contact them and make a special deal with them. That's most of the time very easy to do, even if you don't speak Spanish, because Airbnb hosts are accustomed to speaking English. And the other thing is, make local friends, especially if you want to stay here longer. Make local friends and let them help you how to do that and how to negotiate and what really is the local price here. So I hope it helped, so you can avoid getting gringo priced here in Latin America. If you have specific questions you want to ask us, we offer a Skype call, as you might know, and we will accelerate your learning curve so you don't have to pay gringo prices, and this is the best ROI you will ever get. Of course, as always, the link for our Skype call and for Anna's website is in the description below. And if you like the video and if it helped you, don't forget to like and subscribe.